Indiana is not a team that's hung their hat on their defense to this point. Official announcement has not been made by USA Basketball, so it'd be premature for me to have any conversations about any player or anything.
Not putting Caitlin Clark on the U.S. women's basketball team is one of the biggest failures of basic business.
This has led to speculation that having Clark and Reese on the roster could have significantly boosted attendance. Despite the concerns about attendance at some international games, the WNBA has experienced a remarkable surge in viewership and attendance this season, largely attributed to Clark's influence.
We thought Ionescu was going to do it. We've seen Swoops and Candace Parker and Cynthia Cooper and others and Lisa Leslie. You know, we've seen so many great female players. Della Don and all of them. They've been fantastic. But I have not seen anyone in women's basketball that's more marketable than what's coming. I didn't say what's here.
The WNBA All-Star Game saw a record-breaking 3.4 million viewers, tripling the numbers from the previous year. Additionally, the Indiana Fever, Clark's team, has been a standout, with over 16,000 fans attending their games on average.
Yeah, it was great. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. I thought we came in here and we competed hard. That was the thing. Like, we knew they were going to want to win, so we came out with the same mindset of wanting to win. I think we were down 2 at halftime, and I thought we started the third quarter really strong, and that's what kind of set the tone for that whole second half. And then never hurts when Enrique gets really hot like that. It's just kind of like give her the ball and let her do her thing. And that's probably the main reason we won was because of her. So
this is a stark contrast to previous seasons, where attendance figures were much lower. Clark's impact is undeniable. She has been a catalyst for increased interest in the league. The WNBA has reported that 14 of the 16 most watched games this season involved the Fever, and the league has set multiple viewership records across various networks. For instance, the Fever's game against the Chicago Sky attracted 2.25 million viewers, marking the highest viewership for a WNBA game in over 2 decades.
Fans filed in from the rain, whether they were season ticket holders.
They're fun to watch. You'll have a good time if you come and watch them.
Or they made the trip up from the Metro.
We love watching Caitlin Clark, and she's really fun, and all the players on the team are really fun to watch, and we really enjoy watching them.
This surge is not just a flash in the pan. It reflects a broader trend of growing interest in women's basketball, driven by the excitement surrounding new talent like Clark and Reese.
I was those little girls. I was always begging my dad to take me to basketball games, college basketball games. No matter what it was, really, I always wanted to be around the game.
Clark continues to rack up stats on the court, which will make her a record breaker.
The WNBA's current marketing strategies have also capitalized on this momentum, with the league broadcasting a significant number of games nationally and promoting its star players. The league's chief growth officer acknowledged the Caitlin Clark effect.
The sport of basketball, and what she's done for women's sports, period, it's amazing.
The WNBA, the professional league, is it's growing amazing. Like, I just can't believe they're selling out, and I love it. It's awesome.
Go Fever, let's go! Triple-double, first rookie!
Noting that her presence has opened the door to new fans and increased average viewership numbers. This renewed interest has led to a substantial increase in merchandise sales, further highlighting the economic impact of star players on the league. Stephen A. Smith was totally right about Brittany Griner getting snubbed. Everyone's talking about it. The WNBA and the people picking the team are super close, and even the boss, Adam Silver, wasn't happy. Someone on the committee for the 2028 Olympics said it was a big mistake to leave her off. It's hard to believe it's anything else but jealousy from Asia Wilson, Diana Taurasi, and Cheryl Reeve. Seth Greenberg, that ESPN guy who used to coach college ball, says he hasn't watched a single second of women's basketball. Can you imagine? He's a total basketball nerd too. He only said he might have tuned in if Caitlin Clark was playing. He was on this show, Don't At Me, and said he was watching the Olympics and saw this tiny player guarding someone way taller. He's like, boring. No disrespect, but he thinks gymnastics and beach volleyball are way more exciting. He's all about seeing Caitlin Clark do her crazy passes and long threes. Smith's comments about Clark's exclusion from the Team USA roster for the 2024 Olympics have sparked significant debate.
Because it compromises what your ultimate goal is, which is to elevate the WNBA brand. How can you be that idiot? I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about Team USA. How could you be that idiotic and not make that call when throughout history, Team USA has been in part about marketing? It's dumb.
He emphasized that Clark's ability to draw attention to the team and elevate the WNBA brand should have guaranteed her a spot. This is about what I will personally label the idiocy of Team USA women's basketball, Smith stated, criticizing the decision makers for not recognizing Clark's marketability and talent. He argued that Clark's presence on the team would not only enhance the competition, but also attract more viewers, further promoting women's basketball on a global scale.
Battery, you know? I think everybody feels it. Like I said, it feels electric, like something big is going to happen.
How long was your drive?
7 hours.
7 hours. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
I've been enjoying watching Fever basketball since Tamika catches, so just to have this up war again.
Clark, who recently became the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, has quickly established herself as a generational talent.
One of the most fun parts of this whole ride with the Hawkeyes right now in Caitlin Clark mania is seeing these swarms of kids waiting for autographs after games and then just seeing their reactions when they get a picture with her or they get something signed. You might remember this scene from Monday's Elite 8 postgame in Albany. We had it live here on CBS 2 and Fox 28. That girl getting her shoes signed by Caitlin, and that's the appropriate reaction. That is Micaiah McCann, 15-year-old from the Albany, New York area, got to go to both Iowa games out there. And then popular sites like Awful Announcing and Just Women's Sports.
Her remarkable performance at Iowa, where she shattered numerous scoring records, has made her a household name in sports.
On Saturday, I was like, there's no way I get her autograph. She's such a big deal. There's going to be people lined up down there. Like, it's insane. But on Monday, I was like determined. I was saying before the game, I'm going to get this autograph. It's going to happen. And everybody's like, I hope you do.
Despite the snub, Clark responded with grace, expressing support for the players selected and stating her motivation to make the team in 2028. Honestly, no disappointment. I think it just gives you something to work for, she said, showcasing her determination and positive outlook. Stephen A. Smith was absolutely right to criticize Caitlin Clark's exclusion from the 2024 U.S. Olympic women's basketball team.
As Caitlin Clark, I just wanted to say thank you for this recognition. Obviously, I could not be there tonight. I'm a little bit busy in Indianapolis, but this award means a lot not only to myself, but to my teammates and coaches that I...
Caitlin Clark had an amazing year and is nominated for 3 awards. Caitlin, you are the Larry Bird in that you are an amazing player. You have ties to Indiana, and white people are really crazy about you.
As one of the most exciting and popular players in the sport, Clark's presence on the team would have been a huge boost for the WNBA's global growth and exposure.
I think more than anything, I'm grateful to be in the Olympic selection pool. Like, I just got out of college, and just to even be in that conversation is huge.
Clark's combination of elite scoring ability, long-range shooting, and flashy passing makes her must-see TV. Her games regularly sell out arenas and draw record TV audiences, including 18.9 million viewers for the 2024 NCAA Championship game. Fans tune in to see what incredible feat she'll accomplish next, similar to how people followed Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird. The WNBA is in the midst of a media rights boom after signing a lucrative new deal. Featuring a transcendent star like Clark on the Olympic stage would be a perfect opportunity to attract new fans worldwide and showcase the league's talent. As Smith pointed out, Clark's inclusion could help keep top WNBA players from seeking off-season opportunities abroad. The ratings impact of Clark's absence is telling. Even ESPN personalities like Seth Greenberg admit they're less interested in watching the Olympic team without her. This underscores how Clark has become a major draw who can move the needle for women's basketball.
No disappointment. Like, I think it just gives you something to work for. That's a dream. Hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that, and hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, I can be there.
While the U.S. team is still loaded with talent, leaving off a player of Clark's caliber seems like a missed opportunity to grow the game globally. Her skill, charisma, and popularity make her a perfect ambassador to introduce the WNBA to new audiences. Hopefully, Clark will get her chance to represent Team USA in 2028 and beyond. However, the backlash from Clark's fans following her omission from the Olympic squad raises concerns about the future of women's basketball. While many supporters rally behind Clark, there is a call for a more holistic appreciation of the league's history and its veteran players. Critics argue that focusing solely on one athlete could undermine the collective efforts of the team and the sport as a whole. This sentiment was echoed by various commentators, including Christine Brennan, who described the decision as a missed opportunity for USA basketball to leverage Clark's popularity for greater visibility of women's sports. Moreover, the competitive nature of securing a spot on the Olympic roster cannot be overlooked. product. The selection process is rigorous, with many talented players vying for limited positions.
And they went from 4,000 in attendance to 17,000. This girl is box office. I said a rising tide lifts all boats.
Dawn Staley, head coach of the South Carolina women's basketball team and a member of the selection committee, acknowledged that Clark's current performance could warrant reconsideration if the selection were to happen today. This suggests that while Clark may not have made the cut this time, her future prospects remain bright, potentially leading to her inclusion in the 2028 Olympics. Clark has maintained a composed demeanor, viewing her exclusion as motivation rather than a setback. She has emphasized the importance of respecting all players in the league, advocating for a culture of support that extends beyond individual stardom. As the women's basketball community grapples with the implications of Clark's absence from the Olympic roster, it is essential to recognize the complexity of the situation. While fan enthusiasm and media attention are valuable assets, the selection committee must balance these factors with the objective of assembling the most competitive and cohesive team possible. Ultimately, the success of the U.S. women's national basketball team will depend on the collective efforts and synergy of the selected players, regardless of individual star power or popularity.